Hi guys, Mr. Lin here. I'm going to be talking about our positive-negative project today, which is kind of a paper collage. And remember that positive space is the space that's occupied by the subject. So if it's my hand is the positive space. The negative space is the space in the background or between the fingers, or the empty space. Okay, I'm going to start out by showing you some examples of this project from past semesters. So Ms. McPhee is going to record the screen. I'm going to hit the lights quick, just so you can get an idea of what they look like. A high level one might look something like this, with a lot of detail. You got to practice to get proficient with the X-Acto knife to get to that level. Another thing that looks really strong in these projects, I think, is the use of pattern and repetition. Since you have just black and white, you're kind of limited to this kind of stark contrast type of image. And this type of thing tends to look really good with pattern. I'm looking for a specific example of this right now, and it's escaping me at the moment. But here it is. So this one, you see how the kid repeated that sort of water droplet motif where the music is emanating from the electric guitar speaker, and that pattern looks really dynamic in this medium. Another thing you can try, which satisfies one of the requirements of the project, is having the color shift across the boundaries. So here we have a room that's kind of drawn in linear perspective, and the light's coming in from the skylight, and you can see kind of how the black changes to white as it passes across the boundary of the light. And that way you have both colors occupying both types of space, which is another one of the requirements. So I'm going to show you guys the basic way to get started. You saw some examples of this that were a little bit more sophisticated, as yours will be, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to keep it super simple. So Ms. McPhee is going to focus in on my hand, and I'm going to turn the lights back on. So you're going to do a sketch of your composition. You're going to compose it, and you can look at different types of balance, like symmetrical and asymmetrical. But like I said, I'm going to keep this super simple. So say my composition had a hand in it, and then it also had a circle. And the circle, you'll notice, is actually going to pass over part of the hand, maybe just for fun. And to balance it out, I'll throw another circle down here. What you can do is label what's going to be black and what's going to be white on this thing. So let's say my background was black. That means this circle would have to be white. In order for this finger to show up, it would have to be black. This little sliver here would end up being white. This hand would change to white here, so that's against the black background. And then this would be black, and then this would switch back to white. Sometimes it's a little complicated to figure out that process, and you might have to problem solve that a little bit with your teacher, because you can't have black against black or white against white, or else it won't exactly work. So the next step is you're going to decide, am I going to cut out the white pieces and glue them onto a black background? Or am I going to tape this to a black piece of paper, thereby cutting out the black pieces and gluing them onto the white background? There's only ever 2 layers in this project, so you're only going to be cutting out one of the 2 colors. So the next step is to tape this into place. Let's say I decided I want to cut out the black pieces. I would tape this piece onto here so it doesn't move while I'm cutting, and I would probably recommend doing that on all 4 sides. Then I'm going to choose an X-Acto knife. Make sure that you choose the one that's assigned to you. So if you were sitting at table number 26, like this, you would search for X-Acto knife number 26 and take good care of that so it stays sharp and you have a good tool to work with for the duration of the project. Then you're going to make sure you have one of these old pieces of mat board that you can keep in your cubby so you can use it day after day to protect the table from the knife and also to keep the knife sharp. So if I was going to cut out a black piece, say like this piece right here, I'd come around keeping my blade angle nice and low on the X-Acto knife so it cuts smooth. You have to press a little harder than we did in practice because you're cutting through 2 layers here. Notice how I'm rotating the paper, but essentially keeping the knife in a similar position, always pulling kind of back towards myself here. And then if you do a good job of that, it should come out pretty easily. Now, this is key, so I want you to focus on me for a sec. You only want to cut out one piece at a time and glue it down. Just cut one piece, glue it down. If you don't do this, you're going to create a puzzle, a mess for yourself. So never cut out more than one piece at a time, just one piece and glue it down. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. We're going to match up the black piece of paper with the initial design tape to it with the white piece of paper. Then we're going to mark the location with just a couple discrete pencil dots where this black piece goes so we can kind of see the corners there and make sure we position it with the correct side. It's really easy to get it upside down and then put the glue on the wrong side. From there on out, we're simply going to glue the back side of it. Make sure you get enough glue around the edges so it's not going to peel up. Some of you guys might opt to use rubber cement too. Position it right where it goes, and then Mr. Lynn's patented secret gluing trick goes like this. You take a clean piece of scratch paper from the recycling bin and put that over the top of it and rub it flat with your fists like this so you won't mess it up or get it dirty, and you can put lots of firm pressure on your piece that you're going to glue so it glues down solid and doesn't get messed up at all. Thanks for watching. Good luck on the project.